What happens in the dark will always come to the light. And this man, Micah Smith, is just insufferable. So we have learned from Samantha Smith herself, who reported to police that she has split with Micah and they were getting divorced when police were called to the scene of a violent altercation between Samantha, her new boyfriend, and her estranged husband, Micah. The fight took place more than a month after the ill-fated hike at a Salt Lake City Airbnb where the family was staying so that they could be closer to the hospital. It ended with Smith being hauled away in handcuffs and hit with further two charges, one of misdemeanor assault and a second of damaging a communications device. According to a police report, the November 15th drama erupted when Samantha returned to the modest four-bedroom property after spending the night with her new boyfriend. Just to be clear, this is on November 15th. Micah was not arrested for everything until November 25th. Once there, she found Smith refusing to get out of the shower, and her personal belongings were dumped outside on the driveway. Micah, who was enraged, allegedly burst out of the bathroom and began yelling at his estranged wife, Samantha, before picking her up by her shoulders and throwing her on the couch. Samantha told police he then climbed on top of her, driving his weight into her stomach while gripping a hatchet, and snatched her phone, throwing it across the room when she tried to call for help. Terrified, Samantha did manage to get out of his grasp and bolted into the street, with Micah charging after her and squaring up to her new boyfriend. The boyfriend had been waiting outside in the car after dropping her off. The boyfriend, whose name's redacted in this police report, told police that the ordeal capped off a 2-day nightmare that began when Smith showed up at his home the night before and pounded on the door for hours. Press also was able to disclose that Smith had a third encounter with cops in September, a month before the ill-fated hike, and that is where the two pew-pews and an axe were found in his truck, and he had told officers that he was going through a really hard time. Now, I have that 17-minute body cam video, and I will be uploading that shortly. It just took a while for the video to process. Now, Micah does have a small rap sheet. It includes a 2012 conviction for shoplifting from his local Walmart and another in 2023 for fleeing from law enforcement. On that occasion, cops were called to the report of a suspicious person in a ski mask approaching a vacant house. Smith then ran away when ordered to stop by law enforcement and later claimed he took off because he was, quote, scared. Despite everything going on right now in the hiking situation and the now domestic violence situation, Micah's family is standing by him, with his older brother, Jedediah, telling the press that he adores his children and had no intention of harming him. He stated, quote, 100% he loves his kids and he was not trying to hurt them in any way. Everybody who knows him, anybody who has worked with Micah, anybody who knows Micah, anybody who knows our family just knows that it was never the case. He told press that the close family is trying to figure out how to deal with the situation and said that there was more to it than has been reported, but that they are reluctant to say anything that might hinder Smith's defense. When a reporter further pressed Jedediah on this situation, he asked if the bigger picture had anything to do with the breakdown of his marriage and Samantha's new boyfriend. Jedediah said yes, but declined to provide further details. He did say that his side of the family was being kept in the loop about the children's conditions in the hospital, adding that one of his sisters has been at the desperately ill Ezra's bedside every single day. Jedediah said she has been watching him and everything's going good. The kids are all doing amazing now. Until just the other week, a second brother, Zach, whose age is 34, was actually running a GoFundMe setting a target of $60,000 to pay for Smith and the children's medical care, although that was quickly removed from the website after Micah's arrest. Zach had previously described his brother Micah as, quote, bravely sacrificed himself to protect his 3 kids on the mountain in freezing temperature and weather, stating that Micah's a good dad who loves his kids and loves taking them on adventures. Unfortunately, tragedy struck this time around. The November 15th incident with Micah's wife, Samantha, and her new boyfriend got Micah 2 more charges. They're one of misdemeanor assault and another of destroying a communications device. So Micah is now facing 6 felony charges. Now, during this treacherous hike, Micah and Samantha were actually in kind of a heated text exchange where Samantha even texted at one point, quote, child endangerment, not cool, as she consistently begged Micah to bring the kids back down the mountain. Now, this part for me is just purely speculation and a theory that has been in my mind because it's something seen before. Unfortunately, we've seen situations where a couple is going through a difficult time. They are separating, they're getting divorced, and unfortunately, one of those parents may take out the situation on the kids. Almost the concept of, if I do something that takes these kids out of this earthly world, that actually may harm and cause so much damage to the other parent that that's almost like getting back at them. That if I can't have you and them full time, I'm going to take things away, like a punishment. And it's just been something that has been stuck on my mind on this case. That was there an intention on this hike? Did he maybe think about going up there? Was he going to leave them and hope that something bad happened? Was he going to harm himself once he got down? Because the reality of it is this rescue didn't happen until Samantha actually made the call for search and rescue. Micah never did. He started going down the mountain hike, but he didn't reach out himself. And even rescuers, it took them over 5 hours to get up that mountain to do the rescue operation, which is crazy. So what was the plan all along? He never had enough equipment. He did not have the proper clothing. He took a 2, 4, and 8-year-old on a hike that should have never been a hike that they were brought on. If you want to go for a hike, go for yourself, man. But like, you don't take your kids on that. You take them to the park, or you take them on a nature walk of a flat trail. But to go on a 9-hour, 9-mile hike up a treacherous terrain is just absolutely bonkers, and you're not in your right mind. Then to try to mess with the medical equipment of the 4-year-old who is struggling in an ICU? Are you kidding me? Then you attack your wife with a hatchet? I thought it took so long to lock this man up. 10 days after the hatchet incident is crazy. Again, this guy to me is insufferable, and I really hope justice prevails in this case. Thank you for tuning in. If you haven't, do me a favor, please hit that plus sign to the right for more updates on this case and others, and I will see you in the next one.